Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Peter and I'm so excited, so excited to welcome you back. So in this short video, I'll be talking about something that most traders, either you are a starter, a newbie, or you've been trading for a while, you must have experienced or you may even be currently experiencing it. So I got asked a question, how do you manage an open position? And then the person went further to explain that, okay, for example, you are in a trade that has done, let's say, 20, 30, 40, 50 pips, and then for one reason or the other, you believe it's going to go and continue, and you left the trade running, and then you left the trade running, and then by the time you check your chart again, the price has reversed. Take out your, has reversed back to your entry and probably went higher to take out your SL. So how, and then something you could have left with profit, you eventually left the trade with loss, or a situation where you feel, okay, let me not make the mistake I made last week of leaving the trade. You close the trade prematurely in quotes, and then before you know what's happening, the last time you checked the price has gone far beyond where you took profit, and you felt you left money on the table. Now, if you have ever experienced this, I'm going to talk about it extensively here. The first answer I'm going to give is there's no outright solution to this. It's all about management, because you never can tell when you are going to be right by saying this price is going to go further, or when you are going to be wrong. Of course, technically speaking, you should be able to do that, but sometimes you just don't have control over it. So what do you do? It's simple. When you are starting a trade, when you are clicking the buy or the sell button, you should have in mind, and not just in mind, you should have um, a strict decision. You should have made a strict decision of how much profit you want to make in this trade. So, and this should be informed by your risk to reward. So what am I saying in essence? So if you are taking a trade that you are targeting 50 pips, 60 pips profit, and then you are using 30 pips stop loss or 20 pips stop loss, you know, if you use 30 pip stop loss, that is ratio 1 to 2, that is 1 for the risk, 2 for the profit. And then if you're using 20 pips stop loss and 60 pips take profit, that's ratio 2, ratio 1 to 3, which are still good. But then, of course, if you do more, it's okay. But then sometimes you plan that and you don't even see more than 20 pips. So I understand that as well. So what am I trying to say? Once your trade move like 20, 30 pips, lock up your entry. That's the first rule. What do I mean by locking up your entry? Bring your stop loss from 30 pips, 20 pips, 40 pips, or whatever pips you put it 2 or 3 pips above or below your entry, depending on if you are selling or buying. So put it above, so making your trade risk free. So in that sense, even if what you don't expect happen, because at times you will not take note of, at times everything will be good technically speaking, but then you lost track of the news, and then a news just hits and the market just go haywire, and then come and take out your entry and your stop loss in just 5 minutes. It happens a lot. If you've been trading, you will notice that these happen a lot. So but if you have secured your entry, that is making your trade risk free by putting your stop loss from where you earlier placed it to 2 3 pips above your above your entry or below your entry, even if that happened, you will not be losing money. At least you are not making money and you're not losing money. That's number one rule. Number two, after you have moved your stop loss to your entry and price keep going, instead of just leaving it there and waiting for price to get where you are going, either you set take profit or not. Now, once price move another 20 30 pips, move it again to like 12. So it's called trailing stop loss. So sometimes I really don't close trade. Trade close itself. So by me trailing it. So sometimes I trade too tight, sometimes I trade too loose. But then that ensure that you don't eventually lose too much in the market. So what am I saying? If you plan to do 50 pips and your stop loss already was at your entry, and then price has moved to like 50 pips already, you move your stop loss to 30 pips. So if that price want to retrace, now most likely you will just leave with 30 pips, which is not too good, but it's better than having to lose all your profit by making market go back to your entry or to your stop loss, or losing everything totally. So at times, so it's just important that you do that. And then when if price decide to keep going, let's say from 50 pips move to 70 pips, you know that you can secure how much? You can secure 50 pips. That moving your stop loss to 50 pips. And then you can keep going like that until price decide to take out your stop loss, which is a trailing stop loss, or you decide that okay, it has reached a major key level and then I'm good to close here. So I think the best solution to what you ask about, or to what you're experiencing, is trailing stop loss. Make sure you move your stop loss. Make your stop loss moving, not a stagnant one. So you don't just keep. I mean, I wonder how you keep a trade that has gone 70 pips and your stop loss is still minus 20, minus 30. It's not good at all. Lock up your entry, trade your stop loss. I mean, trail your price, keep trailing the price so that you don't lose money if price decide to retrace. Another thing is this: even if price is not going to go back to your entry, if price has gone up to like 70 pips, 50 pips, I mean 70 pips, 100 pips, it is just natural and it is just healthy for price to retrace again, to form to do an impulsive, what you are getting is an impulsive move, to do a corrective move before you continue with an impulsive move again. So it is just normal for price to retrace upward or downward depending on the trade you are on before it continues in your in the journey. And sometimes the retracement might be back to the entry, sometimes it might be back to your trailing stop loss, or it just happen. So the best solution, of course, it will not guarantee 100% of all trade, but then it will save you from losing all the trade. From okay, it has gone 50 pips, I still end up losing the trade and losing some money, or I closed just 20 pips and it went 70 pips. You can trail it, keep trailing it. With time, you get better at the margin you put between your price and your stop loss. That's the major part of it. Because if you trade too tight, it will get it. So, but all of that you learn by practice. So I hope I've been able to answer your question. So thank you so much for watching. Drop your question in the comment section. Please drop your comment. How have you been able to solve this problem? Have you experienced this before? How were you able to solve it? Let's interact. And if you have any other further question, just ask me. I might just do a video about it as well, and we can rub minds together and get better. I wish you a profitable trading career. See you in the next video. Thank you.